He's still undecided, I'm told, Chuck, and there are increasing conversations behind the scenes about a potential self-pardon and pardons for his family members and close aides and allies, as well as a number of other people. But he's concerned about the PR aspect of it, those numbers that you just showed, Chuck. And so that is one of the things that is holding him back from moving forward with it. And we know that a number of his legal advisors have urged him not to do a self-pardon.
With just a handful of days remaining in the Trump administration, the pardon problem continues to linger. Will and can Trump self-pardon? What would it mean at this point? Can he pardon the insurgents who rushed the U.S. Capitol? So many of these questions in just a few days. The good thing is, I have some answers for you. I'm attorney Adrienne Lawrence, and this is Overruled. Welcome to TYT Overruled, where you get to be the judge. Today's case concerns key questions and interesting speculations concerning the presidential pardon power. Now, here are the three things you need to know. First, if President Trump tried to pardon himself in these last few days in office, it would increase the chances that he would be prosecuted. So here's the deal. The issue of whether a president can self-pardon is not clear. And by that, I mean it's never been decided by the courts. There is no precedent. Sure, a number of legal analysts are out there saying Trump can't self-pardon and acting like that is definite, but there's no decisions on the books. And given that, if Trump were to try to pardon himself for his crimes, including the 10 instances of obstruction that Robert Mueller identified in his report and encouraging the insurrectionists to rush the Capitol, he basically would be inviting prosecutors in the Biden administration to seek prosecution against him so that they could get a court to actually decide the issue of whether a president can self-pardon. Second, there's talk that Trump cannot pardon the insurrectionists simply because he's been impeached for his role in the insurrection. That, too, is purely speculative. The Constitution says a president shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. A few poli-sci professors wrote in the Washington Post and in other publications that they believe the language "except in cases of impeachment" means that once a president has been impeached, he loses the power to pardon anyone for criminal offenses connected to that impeachment. Now, believe me, that would be awesome if that were the case, but there is no precedent to support this conclusion, and legal minds differ. The precedent we do have suggests that the pardon power is quite broad. Plus, impeachment is a political remedy, whereas pardons deal with criminal remedies. So impeachment and pardons aren't even on the same platform. All said, the courts would have to decide what that clause, except in cases of impeachment, means. And if Trump tries to mass pardon the insurrectionists, aka grant them amnesty, there's a good chance that the courts will have the opportunity to interpret that clause. And third, although it's highly unlikely to happen, if Trump were to try to mass pardon the insurrectionists, legal minds do believe that such a mass pardon could be evidence to support criminal charges against Trump. Let me explain. If Trump encouraged the insurrectionists to storm the U.S. Capitol, he would be part of a conspiracy to commit a crime. That crime basically being overthrowing the U.S. government. So if Trump were to pardon the insurrectionists, prosecutors could argue that Trump effectively got the insurrectionists to commit the crime on his behalf and for his benefit, with the implicit understanding that they would be pardoned. Thus, the mass pardon would become further evidence of Trump's role in the conspiracy to overthrow the government. That's it. Those are the three things you need to know about the pardon power issues swirling around Trump's final days in office. So what do you think? In these last few days, do you think Trump will try to self-pardon and mass pardon the insurrectionists? You let me know your thoughts in comments below and hit me up on Twitter using the hashtag TYTOverruled and follow us here for more. Thanks for watching.